Right. So we're underway. It must be Monday because we're on YouTube. Well, in actual fact, at 11 o'clock this morning, we didn't have a show, did we?
No, it was looking very iffy.
Definitely. YouTube went down at 11:30 in the UK and globally. And of course, Nick and I play videos during this show from YouTube. So looking decidedly difficult. So Nick and I will be here in 6 seconds as the card disappears. We'll hide the card and we should find ourselves.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Hello, Nick. Nice to see you. And to everybody who's watching, thank you for joining Nick and I. I'm just going to change the theme so that we can do the proper side-by-side, which is that one. Looks a lot better. Right. Okay. Yeah, we're just saying that we did have a problem this morning because YouTube went down around the globe, and we thought we'd have no show. But here we are, and here is Gospel saying hello.
Hi.
Hello, Gospel. The thing is that we're reliant on playing other people's videos from YouTube. So if we can't play the videos, we ain't got no show. Because we can go live on Facebook, but we can't play the YouTube videos.
Yeah. And you were making a very good point just before we came on air about the fact that we use Google to log into so many different apps and software as well. And when it's down, it's down.
It's down. It was basically you could access Google anonymously, incognito, but you couldn't log in, which means that you couldn't log in anywhere else you use a Google login. One of those places you can have a Google login is Zoom. And Angelica teaches on Zoom. She teaches at 12:30 every Monday, young lady in the States. And of course, she couldn't log in. So she lost the lesson. Fortunately, email was still working on mobile. She was able to sort of tell the student what was going on. But it just shows how much we rely on the big three, on Facebook, YouTube, and Google on its own. And when one of them goes down, it's a major problem. Part of our social life has disappeared. Because you were saying Facebook was down over the weekend as well, just to even things up.
That's right, and that's what someone else told me this morning. They said, "Oh, Facebook was down as well." So yeah, so it's interesting because I always log into BeLive using Google because of my issues I had with Facebook.
Right. Okay.
So I'm running out of platforms.
Right. Okay. And Gospel is saying, "Happy Monday, Happy Monday, Gospel."
Happy Monday.
And to everyone who's watching, thank you. We're going to play the first video of the day. Now, the way this show works is Nick picks 2 videos, I pick 2 videos, and we sort of show them alternately. Nick, it's over to you.
Oh yes, the first pick. This is COS Indiana Live, which is a great, like it's an informative video talk show. COS Indiana Convention of States, that stands for. They do actually mention it in, but I'm not sure we'll get that far in when we're watching it. But yeah, no, it's good. It's split in, so there's a little talks about. There's obviously been a strategy meeting, so give an update on that. Brings in 2 guests. Then he comes up with some great Indiana information, tells you what's happening in Indiana, how it's performing, and it's performing quite well. And then it has some lovely viewers recognition. So where people, so it's a good teaser to keep people on. So that by saying this is what's going to happen in the show and having viewers recognition at the end gets people to watch it longer. Great idea, great tip.
We're here to learn as you are. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is make the video full screen. And so that we don't get any echo, I'm going to switch off Nick's mic and then my microphone and press play. And this video is okay, yeah? To start the beginning? Yep.
Welcome to COS Indiana Live. There's never been a more important time in our history than now if you believe it's time to stand up and be free. Stay tuned and come back every Monday at 7 p.m. as our state director and host, Dale Parrish, present the need for self-governance. Our COS Indiana vision statement is to build a grassroots community of Hoosier citizens and legislators dedicated to the constitutional concept of self-governance. So, take it away, Dale.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Marengo Mike, for that introduction. I want to welcome you all to our broadcast this evening. Before we get started, I want to once again remind everyone we are live streaming our broadcast tonight through our YouTube channel, COS Indiana. So for those of you that don't use Facebook, which is where our broadcast comes through our Facebook, state Facebook page, Convention of States Indiana. For those of you or friends of yours that do not use Facebook, you can get our broadcast through YouTube, through our YouTube channel, COS Indiana. So just wanted to make sure everyone is aware of that. We have a special broadcast for you, as we do every Monday evening. We've had to make some changes tonight, and I'll get into, when I get into the segments of the broadcast, I'll explain that to you. But due to some scheduling conflicts, we've had to rearrange our guest for this evening. So let me, without further ado, let me get into the explaining the various segments of our broadcast. The very first segment will in fact be the discussion topic. Now, in this segment, I always like to bring in one of our leadership individuals from the state to introduce that person to you and let you know what role that person plays in our state leadership. I also, from time to time, will bring in a guest from our national Convention of States group. And that was who we had scheduled for tonight, but due to scheduling conflicts, we weren't able to do that. But on other occasions, we will pick a topic and perhaps do a panel discussion, and that's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to bring on very shortly here, I'm going to bring on Paul Phillips and Gary Harbaugh, two of our leadership individuals in the state, and the three of us are going to update you all on the results of our 2021 strategy meeting that we conducted on the 29th of August. So that's what we're going to be doing in the first segment. Now, in the second segment, then I will bring up my PowerPoint presentation and we'll go through, give you some general information, some resources basically that we have available to us here in Indiana, as well as a few numbers on how we're performing here in the state. And I might mention we're doing very, very well, but that's what we'll be doing in the second segment. In the third segment, then I want to recognize those viewers that have tuned in tonight to watch us. And if you are a viewer, you can certainly in the chat section submit a question or a comment, and I'll do my best to get that on the screen as best I can. So if you're a viewer, feel free to enter that information in the chat section. So that will be in the third segment. Then in
Like it. It was just, I mean, I've got to admit, I was not expecting, you know, when you got that cartoon intro,
Yeah.
and then seeing him come on, I was expecting someone way younger, but quite fun.
Well, it just shows how up to date he is.
Yeah,
as a
absolutely.
I mean, you've got great presence, and I like the mic flag as well, and the use of the agenda for the contents.
Yeah, no, really good one.
Yeah, so very professional.
Yeah, and I was thinking it would be nice. I've not seen one, but it'd be nice if a UK, I don't know, council leader or civic leader did a similar sort of thing. I think.
Yep. Angelica's standing for the county council next year, and I'm trying to persuade her to actually do a live 2 or 3 times a week, just for a quarter of an hour.
I think that'd be brilliant idea.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. Okay, so that's video number 1, and that was Nick's choice. And if I can find it, used to it. Nope.
It'll be there somewhere.
Video number 2. Right. And video number 2 is a particular favorite of ours, and that's why we have her back, just to show how you should start a broadcast. And Karen starts every broadcast exactly like this, and then brings the guest in, having introduced them properly. So this is how it should be done. This is how I try to do it, but don't always succeed. But Karen succeeds every time. So I'm going to put the video full screen, and I'm going to switch microphones off, and then play the video. So this is Karen Glasser on BeLive with Anne Collins.
Karen Glasser here, and welcome to Karen Glasser Live. I welcome guests from all across the globe who entertain us, wow us, and excite us. And today will be no exception. So whether you are here live or on replay, make sure to say hi in the comments. Today's show is brought to you by Hasmark Publishing International, your #1 co-publishing company in the world who service authors on a global scale. Today, I am welcoming Anne Collins to the show. Anne's education is from life and from the Ohio State University. She has professional experience in management, sales, marketing, development, and Indiana politics. In fact, in 2016, Anne ran for the Monroe County, Indiana treasurer. Anne enjoys writing, however, it doesn't come easy. Her book began as a journaling exercise towards healing when she lost her campaign. Anne knows that the power of writing has given her hope through loss, and she encourages her readers to engage in journaling as a way to express subconscious feelings and ultimately work through the difficult spots in their lives. Recently married, and I mean recently, like a month ago, she now has 7 adult children and 4 grandchildren. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Anne.
Hi, everyone.
So 1 month ago, you got married, and you now have lots of kids. You have a wonderful hubby who I know is sitting right there with you. So we just say hi to Barry. I'm glad that you're here with support for Anne. Today, our conversation is on your book, Hope, Loss, Encourage. I love the name, and I love how you actually named the book about what you went through in order to get through that situation of not winning the election. So first, let's just start from the beginning. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you came to be here today.
Well, like you said in the introduction, I've done a lot of different things, kind of a Jill of all trades, an expert of none. But I've always been a very people person, and I love to encourage people. I love to motivate them, help them, and that's where the writing and the book came from. And writing is new to me, but I so enjoy it. So especially when you see that face on someone, that smile or eye contact, that they make a difference.
And it's always fun to also see your book in the bookstore or online, right? You can say, I'm a published author, which is great. So I normally like to ask my authors how long you've been writing, but clearly you have not been writing that long. In fact, this is your first book and it just came out. So how long ago did you start on this?
Well, I started thinking about writing, I should say thinking, after the election. In 2016, it took me a while. Like I mentioned in the book, there was a loss there that I had to kind of work through. But when I started to think about what I went through and how I learned a different way of just trying to look at myself more positively, I knew other people could use that too.
So let's talk about what the book is about. What will people read when they open up your book? And the inspiration I know is from the election, but I'm sure it wasn't just the election. You pulled from all facets of your life. So what's the book about?
The book is about a struggle and maybe something that you just know you are going to win, you're going to do great, and then you don't. Your face. And that's what the book's about, and how I learned to look not at the actual falling on the face, but to actually look at all of the experiences that led to that day where I fell on my face. And that's how
I'll do it slightly differently this time. So, okay. Okay, so we've got a question straight away from Corinda. Where can we buy the book? We'll give you a link to all the videos, Corinda, on YouTube after this broadcast. And if you go to Karen's video, you'll be able to see, hopefully, in the description there where you can actually buy the book.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it will be. She does. You're right. She does such a great introduction with a full bio, so that when the guest comes on, you feel fully acquainted with her. That's really great.
Yeah.
And it's consistent all the time.
True, and high energy, straight in. Bring the guest on as soon as you can. Yes, that's the way to do it.
I like the way Corinda has put gluten tag. Even a name might be a little bit.
Guten Tag, Corinda. And the next comment from Corinda. Welcome, Corinda. Thanks for joining us. Her voice has changed. I think Karen's voice has changed. I think she's worked out a way to actually use the power of her voice to actually draw people into the broadcast. Yeah, so she's projecting a lot more than she used to. But you're quite right, Corinda. And talking about the book, I've nearly finished it. Right, I think that's the one that Corinda's actually writing. So look forward to that, Corinda.
Okay. Have you ever written a book, Stephen?
Thank you, Nick. That's a good lead in. Yes, I've written one book. It was 4 years ago. Do you want to guess the topic?
It's not about live video, is it? By any chance?
It is about live video. When it was written back in 2016, it was state of the art. It was all the companies that were around then. And do you know that there's only, out of the 7 companies we talked about, there are only 2 left.
Really?
And one of them is
BeLive.
Yeah. Everybody else has just dropped by the wayside.
Wow.
Well, or been bought out in some cases, or gone on to better things. But right, so if we take that video off the screen, then I can find video number 3. And
yes, I'm gonna struggle pronouncing this. I'll be honest.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, si tienes tiempo ahora y es el momento para hacer tus compras. How's that?
You're just a natural. a language.
It's all those weeks broadcasting with Marco.
Oh, of course. Of course. And I've said it. I said to you a few weeks ago, it might have been a couple of months ago, that I really wanted to bring out one with a foreign language on it.
Yeah.
And this fits the bill perfectly, because actually, whilst it has that great, which I'm assuming is a Spanish title, it's actually all done in English, which was really beneficial. But it just does show, just as a warning, some of the sound quality, they did obviously had an issue at some stage, but it was a really good demonstration of someone selling live. So having your own QVC channel. There's an interview, but they're also selling product using the brilliant feature, the live sales feature. So it was just, I thought, fantastic. What a great one to do.
Indeed. And before we play, we'll just take Corinda's remark, and then we'll set things in motion for video 3 by BeLivers who broadcast to YouTube. All right, okay. And a stat from Corinda, by the way, Nick and Stephen, did you know that 30,000 million people use live streaming in the world? I can believe that, Corinda.
Mm.
And we now know that the people in Spain do it too. So I'm going to put this full screen.
Yeah.
And turn off my microphones. But before I turn mine off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the video, and then we're going to fast forward to 10 minutes in. Okay, just for variety, really.
Amazing. I guarantee absolutely
have their concealer. And the great thing about it, besides it being gorgeous, isn't it? Oh my God, I've almost used it up. Time for more. And we're going to talk about the ordering for all these products is. So this is the actual concealer. It is in a liquid form. It is very apply, but we're going to talk about in a little while. But I got to choose the perfect match. Of course, we all know concealer for under eye, hiding imperfection. Our nose is a
the palm of your hand, and she's got almost 15 things. And so absolutely wonderful. You meet the needs of the holiday season.
You sign up for the account is Gulf Coast. When they get to that are appearing beside us, is that screen where do they go straight to the product, or go to where they have to sign up first and then they go?
Program that you started, isn't that great?
Yeah, that I just entered it and said yes, but I have no clue what it's.
That's all you need to do. What we're doing is earning points on what we buy. You get 100 free points at sign up, and if you get a $5 coupon to spend in.
Did we tell people also that if they say that they'll get a 10% discount on their first did we?
We're spoiling you guys today. Yes, of course. So we can do amazing things and make it work for you. Not only saving money, but you're also able to buy more for your family.
Yeah, it was a real shame about the sound issues they had, but the principle is absolutely spot on. And I think more and more network marketers should be using that to demo what they're doing.
I agree. Well, I like the frame. The frame has taken a lot of work, a lot of thought, and the fact that we're able to share the products half screen and then they're chatting by the side, that was good as well. The other thing that I noticed, and this might have a second use for the video, is that whilst they were speaking in English, the subtitles were in Spanish.
Yeah, and that's I'm guessing that's natural from YouTube, isn't it? You just set the language.
Yep, that's it. You can select the language, and I mean Google Translate's pretty good. I mean you're going to understand the gist of what's being said, even if it's not word perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, and over to Corinda, and Corinda's saying maybe you can buy one for it and review it and send it back. That's what I do. Yeah. Okay. Do you see these adverts for microphones where you can actually buy them, try them, and then get repaid?
Oh no, I've not seen that.
Oh right, okay. It's basically it's Chinese companies who are actually marketing their newest microphone or newest earbuds, and they say, right, okay, here's the deal, and they've not been stopped doing it yet, but you can actually buy it, write a review, and I'm going to assume it's got to be a good review. and then they'll send you your money back via PayPal.
Oh wow!
Now, I've not heard any bad reports about people not getting paid. So obviously they are honourable in that respect. But I mean, selling is, something. I wish I could get into selling. Wish I had something to sell. Right, which leads me on neatly as I hide that. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll find in the description down below a little bit about BeLive, and then you've got 2 links, and you've got a choice. You can either try BeLive using my link, or you can try BeLive using Nick's link. Both of us will help you to get started, and it's our little bit of selling, but we don't overdo it, as you know by now.
Subtle.
As if we would. Okay, and yeah, the sound was bad. I mean, the sound is going to vary from place to place. I mean, you notice that people just broadcast. I mean, not everybody is blessed with the internet signal that we have.
No, that's true.
And that shouldn't stop people from broadcasting at all. If you can get your message across and people watch, because remember, if you're having problems with your internet in wherever you happen to be, then so is everybody else. So it's not as if people aren't used to it. Yeah, obviously you get the best internet signal you can, but if you're in the same country as the broadcaster, then
yes, I did an interview last week, and the guest was in a very remote area of oh gosh, I was going to say Orlando, but it's not. But it was somewhere in California, and near a mountain, and we struggled because yeah, she was on her phone, and her signal just wasn't good. Didn't have my super 4G, that's for certain. But hey, we got by.
Yeah. Okay. And Corinda is saying true. Thank you, Corinda. Okay. Now the 4th video today. Anything can happen and probably will. We're going to delve into. I'm just going to read my script here. The Blue Shirt Underground Show with Jim and Eddie, and this is from the 18th of November, and they are doing. Well, this is quite a topic for a live broadcast. They're doing reverse shirt reviews. Now, in English, what that means is that they're reviewing sports shirts, but they're not reviewing the front. They're reviewing the reverse, the back. Okay, so that's the English translation. Let's say anything can happen, and I'm going to put the video full screen.
Have you got the right one there, Stephen?
Oh, hang on. Just a moment. Oh, no. Thank you, Nick. Just a minute.
I like Dale Parrish as much as the next man, but come on. too much of a good thing. Convention of States.
This is not. I keep seeing it in. Right. Okay. Try again. Do you recognize this one?
Yes.
All right. Okay. We'll get there. We'll put that one full screen.
That's more like it.
Okay. The joys of live video, and come over and microphones off to stop the echo, and then.
Blue Shirt Underground, motherfucker!
Only Eddie Geik. Eddie, good evening. How are you, sir?
Doing well. I want to congratulate my brother, Daniel T. Geik, on his birthday. It is tonight. My brother from my mother.
Happy birthday, Dan.
Yes, Dan is, I believe, 53.
53 years 54, young.
And then I'm going to be 56 years young in February.
February 56. Happy birthday, Ed. Good to see you. Good to see everybody here. Hello to Joe Garcia, who is in his wife's hospital room. The Blue Shirt Underground sends its good thoughts to you, Joe, and to your lovely wife, Janet. Hope she gets well very soon.
What's wrong with her?
I'm not sure. I just
Well,
know she's
Joe,
in the
I hope your
hospital,
wife
and Joe has been at her bedside round the clock.
That's a man.
That's a man. That's what a man does. You can act like a man.
You can act like a man.
Mike Harmon is here.
Mike Harmon is here. Daryl Bush, who is a connoisseur of jerseys and has been photographed with every Ranger since 1990.
He's got an Alfie Pike.
Good for him.
And Edgar Laprade. He's got them all.
He's got them all. Speaking of which, we didn't really get to this in the last show, and I don't know if it really happened. But the Jimmy the Chief Nielsen, R.I.P.
Yes.
Is no longer on this earth. He is in hockey heaven. Now, I don't know if the name of the Chief would be very apropos in 2020, considering the outrage that happens.
He was Native American, was he not?
Right, but you know how it works. You know. But Jimmy the Chief,
if he's all right with it, then I got no problem with it.
I have no problem with it either. But, you know, I'm just saying, making my little social commentary. So you got that, and Jimmy the Chief, Ed Jockman, I sat down with Ed at a viewing program.
And basically, it's a similar jersey to the Wild, same logo, just done all in North Star's colors. I think these are fantastic.
Not liking this one.
You're not a fan of this one.
What I really do like about the jersey, can you zoom in any further?
Let me see what we can do.
Detailed work on the logo itself. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you look closely, yes, you look closely, you can see the star and the moon. Okay, and then like these things inside the Wild, or if that's a bear, I don't know, whatever it is. And then you can see the pine trees and the river going through. That is fantastic. I have a little issue with the Wild. Why aren't the North Stars wearing these colors? I mean, the Stars wearing these colors.
Yeah, it's a cracking little logo, that one.
It is, yeah. I quite like it too. And I mean, that's the shows. It is a chat show, isn't it? I mean, it's a community show.
Yeah,
yeah, and it's just works. And the pace of the show, it's just slow, normal speech pattern. It's not hyped up or anything. They're just there chatting away about their particular passion of shirts.
Yeah, shirts and hockey. And that's the nice thing, isn't it? Because that means people can just sit and listen, like they were name calling initially when people were joining them. And yeah, it's an easy listen. It really is.
It is. And they broadcast for like that for an hour and 40 minutes.
Wow.
So there you go. Well, those have been our 4 videos today from YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. The show must go on. We didn't have a show at 11 o'clock this morning when YouTube went down, but we've got through this. And Nick, it's over to you.
Oh, well, as always, yes, I'll echo those comments, Stephen. Yeah, thank you, YouTube, for coming back up to save our little show. Our little show, which is on every Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. UK time. And guys, if you want to get your videos, to get them extra subscribers, extra likes, extra views, extra comments, because we do all that on the videos that we show, then obviously do drop us a link with your video that's in YouTube, and we will then use that. We can use that in next week's show. I mean, just build up a nice canon of videos that we can dip into. And of course, if we've got your channel, then we can always dip in as well. But you must use BeLive. Until next week, then, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next Monday.
Bye. Bye, Corinda. Thanks for the comments. Take care. Okay, and in a second. I'm waiting for it to stop. Do you think it's going to stop? Are we going to be here forever, Nick? Are we going to be trapped? Because I've got to go live with Fonz in an hour and a half.
Oh, I nicked the Trivia Plaza quiz for a Wood family quiz night on Saturday. So I did a few